Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter, Billy.
Hi.
And today we are lucky to have friends of ours with us. I will let them introduce themselves.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ilya.
My name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And roll and write and hang out with friends. Those are like the two best things.
They
So
are
thank you so much for
definitely.
having us. We're so excited to be here.
We are so excited to have you. When we decided that we were going to do Rolling into the New Year and spend an entire month doing Roll and Writes, we were inspired by you guys who had done Roll and Write Month, and we couldn't think of anyone else that we would rather ask to help us out with this than you guys. So we're so excited. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, very happy to be here and very excited to talk roll and writes.
I miss our month. We gotta do another roll and write.
Can we also just pause to say how clever it is that you called it rolling into the new year?
Very clever.
Amazing.
We weren't that brilliant and creative in our past.
You gotta save that.
But you just have to start it on January 1st to make it work. That's all.
Might as
We
well
could
be a
do-
year.
We could do some during the year that are like rolling into the weekend. We can call it that and just go.
Oh, I love that.
I like this series already. I'm ready.
So we can catch up because they keep coming out with more.
Yes.
And they're so good and they keep getting better.
Yes.
I feel like my top 10 would be a completely different list now.
Yes, I think
know now, actually.
I think my top 10 has changed over and over during this month, just as we keep playing different ones and trying out different mechanics. It's been really fun. But
If I lose too terribly, that's not gonna work. So this one's off that list. So
there's enough. You can get rid of that.
Yeah.
So today we are going to talk about roll and write adaptations, which are roll and writes made based on the theme or the mechanics of an original different game. So I am a sucker for these games and will buy the roll and write version of any game that I like, and sometimes even games I haven't played. So each channel ranked their top 5, which was kind of an interesting exercise in getting us to agree on 5 games. We did learn that we have very different lists, but we made it work. So we're going to start with you guys and let you tell us what your number 5 favorite roll and write adaptation is.
Oh my goodness.
this was very hard.
This was very hard. It also made me realize that I need to play more of the original games.
But why play the original games when we have the roll and writes?
But our top 5, or our fifth one is actually on the list.
That we've played.
Of games that we've played.
That we have played.
And it is Castles of Burgundy.
Roll and write. The dice game.
Yeah.
The dice game.
Well, of course, it's a roll and write.
So the reason we love this is it's so compact. It's like very little. You can put this in a purse or like a pocket. And purse or pocket. And then essentially it still has the same feel and the weight and everything we love about the Castles of Burgundy, which is a fantastic game. So this is more of like, you know, you want to bring the Castles of Burgundy around, but you just don't want to lug around that big box. And now they're coming out with the new edition as well, which is massive.
Can you imagine?
So here you just sneak it in. You just go and you go, we're going to play this. And then just see what happens.
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't like veer far off from what the original is. There's less cleanup, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Which I think can be said about most roll and writes.
Finicky tiles.
Yeah. I don't know where I fall though. Like, am I supposed to tell you if I like this one more than I like the,
I mean, which
adaptation?
one? We're going to put you right on the spot. Which one do you like better?
We are?
I like the original better. It's hard to beat that original. And you know what? I don't want the Deluxify Kickstarter version. That old edition is wonderful. It is great the way that it is. It's going to get so many more plays. But I think this one is pretty close because it's a faster experience and it's easier to introduce to people. So I'll give it like a 51-49.
Ooh, I'm like 70-30. I still think I like the base more.
Classic adaptation because it feels like the actual
It does.
game.
And it's rare for roll and writes to feel like the actual game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy is over here giving me like dirty looks and glaring at me because we did go all in on the new Castles of Burgundy.
Not just a little bit. We got
Not a little bit, but like way over the top, all in. But
It is gorgeous.
We didn't own a copy of it,
Yeah,
so
we've
it is
never
our
owned a copy.
first copy. We've
Okay.
played it, but
That's
we
fair.
didn't own it. So yeah.
Yeah.
That is Castles of Burgundy was a gift, the roll and write from Billy. It was one of the first little adaptations that we got. So yeah, I like that
That's
one.
so cool.
Our number 5 is one that Billy refuses to play, but I
don't know about
refuse.
refuses.
But I refuse to leave off the list, and it's an adaptation. I have actually played the original version, but only on BGA. So that is Fleet, the dice game. Because
That's amazing.
I'm not sure I can have any roll and write list that doesn't have one of these on it.
One of these?
Well, Fleet or Three Sisters or Motor City
Yeah.
or
I think they're called the loaded loaded rolling rates. Like, yeah.
yeah. So excited for all the new stuff that's coming. But this one we got way back when we first started gaming, and I took it out and I put that beautiful double sheet on the table and promptly went, nope, this is way too much for us. And it went back on the shelf for like a year until we had a little more experience in gaming. And then I played it solo and played it and played it and played it and played it and played it. This is the combo-rific style, right? The one where you get so many combos, sometimes you lose track. You're just circling things and moving them around. And these are some of my absolute favorite. I did try the card game version, the original version. I didn't actually care for it very much. Now, it could be that it's because it was on Board Game Arena. It could be that I just loved this one so much by then that the other one was kind of the adaptation. So this one felt
That's
like
fair.
the original.
I
So
like that.
yeah. But this
Do-
is my number 5 and Billy won't play it with me.
Do you want to hear a funny story about Fleet? For the longest time, probably for over a year, our sheets were backwards. So like, you know how like they connect so naturally and it just makes sense. I don't know how we didn't clue in, but like we just put them on the opposite sides. And I think we're sharing a
shared
picture on
something on
Twitter or
Twitter.
something like that. And someone's like, why do you do that? We're like, and just completely mind blown.
Did it get a lot easier when the sheets went to the right side?
I don't
You
think
just
it
move
changed
things
it.
around.
I don't think it changed as much, but it was weird. I always wondered why, like the other, like the port where all the boats are on the opposite side of where all the other boats are. So I was like,
Yeah.
this doesn't like fully make sense, but like I know what they know what they're doing. Like it's fine. But when we were like when the sea connected, I was just like, wow, that's how it's meant to be.
Yep. And I love the theme. I love everything about this. And it just took us a little while for it to climb all the way up the list. It took us learning how to play it and then just playing it obsessively. So that was our number 5.
Good call.
We're going to let you
Number
guys
five.
do your number
Oh,
4.
What? Didn't I introduce the last one?
Okay, I can introduce it.
Our number 4 is a classic, I would say, called Patchwork Doodle.
So Patchwork, incredible game. Everybody loves Patchwork, hopefully, fingers crossed. But what I like about this one is it creates that Patchwork experience, but for a higher player count.
Yeah.
And it's also, like, I love just coloring and filling things in. And like, because you can also get creative with your designs and the little shapes that you do, how you color them in. So, like, I think this one's just so, like, soothing to play. And I don't know. Okay, I'll come back. I need to ponder really hard if I like the original or
Patchwork
this
is
one
better.
Because I really like this one.
I know. Okay, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not saying there's anything
Okay.
wrong with this.
What do
But
you
this
think
is
of
a,
Patchwork?
This is a great adaptation. I particularly
Sounds a lot like there's a butt coming.
yeah. I like that there's the one thing I will say is I like that it can play multiple people, so you're not just stuck with the 2-player.
The game plays you.
But there's something about a tile placement, tactile game that Patchwork just feels so right playing. And then when it shifts over to a piece of paper, it's not as thrilling, but it's still so good.
Do you want to know a secret?
Yes.
Do you want to know what our number 4 is?
No way! Yes! Amazing.
Same Z's.
the same reasons. I think for me too, because I don't know with you guys who does all of the setup and cleanup, but it is me. And so for me, this is quicker to get to the table without having to like set up that whole kind of circle of tiles and make sure everything's laid out and the buttons and, you know, all of that.
Yeah.
So I like this one almost as much. We don't have a physical copy of Patchwork.
And yet you just described setting it up.
We don't. We have a lot of polyomino games. We're huge tile placement fans, right? It's probably right up there with Roll and Rights. But I think because that one plays so well on Board Game Arena, you could play Patchwork really easy.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And because we have so many others that kind of fit that for us, that this is good for now. This takes the place for now. Not saying that if they came out with a really good themed one, we wouldn't pick it up.
I will say the Halloween one is really cool because the eyeballs are really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that. That's probably my favorite adaptation so far.
I think that's the one that we would gravitate towards because we like
Who
all
doesn't
things
love
Halloween
eyeballs?
and spooky.
Yes. Halloween's my
Just
favorite.
a nice big pile of eyeballs to spread around the game. It's always good.
They're just looking at you
Casual.
the whole time.
Yeah.
I do wish that there were like better colored pencils in the box, or maybe we could use like markers or something. I mean, we draw little designs and patterns and things like that, but
Yeah.
I would like to, I think if it had like brighter, bolder colors for you to doodle with, it might feel a little bit more.
I like that they kind of
patchworky.
crisscross on the box itself, so they use multiple colors. But can you recreate it with the colors in the box? Maybe. We don't know. Probably not.
The pencils in the box are pretty pale when you color with
That's
them.
fair.
They
They're
really
not
are,
bold
yeah.
enough. So
Almost feels like it.
we usually just use a regular pencil and then draw pictures.
Oh, that's smart.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But I would like to see some like big bold markers.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Your deluxe pack for Patchwork Doodle.
Now, would it
Dry
be on a
erase
whiteboard?
boards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's
I
what
like
you need.
that.
You need dry erase and colored markers.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It would be
fancy.
perfect. Okay, so what do you have for number 3? And I don't think we'll have a crossover again. Maybe, though.
Our number 3
Maybe.
is
Blah.
Lost Cities. Roll and
Ah.
Write. Or Dice Game. Roll and Write.
Roll.
It's like it's a hit and miss if it's gonna be Dice Game
it
or
says
Roll
roll
and
right
Write.
on this one though.
So I remember I feel like this one I'm gonna say is better than the base game. Because I just like the way they incorporated the feel of the game into the Roll and Write version. But also I remember I was so excited to show Tyler Lost Cities. And I feel like maybe I just didn't teach it well enough or maybe missed some of the rules. But I was playing it very take that and stealing the cards from him that he will need. And just like, I'm trying to win. This is a 2-player game. We're going head to head. And I think he was just patiently, he's like, I'll find this card eventually. It's going to come up. And then it didn't because I took it. So I think he had a really bad experience with the game. And he was even hesitant to play this. But this won him over, hopefully.
Yes. That's all I can say.
So
Just correct.
there's agreement on this one over the original one.
Yes. Yeah.
We finally did the assignment. We brought the game that's better than the original.
Yay!
Only took 3.
Yeah. I think the one thing I would add to that is just like, I don't know if it was how Ilya had taught it or if it was just that it just didn't click in my brain that I should stop him from doing things. And then after the first play, I was like, oh no, this taste in my mouth is not going to go away. And
Oh, no.
then I was like, all right, roll and write time.
Sometimes Roll and Rights can fix that.
Yes. And here is a perfect case.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Rolling
Wait.
Rights do some healing.
We actually culled the original. The original Lost Cities is no longer here, but we kept the Roll and Write. So, see, we agree.
I still like the base game. If only Tyler liked it.
Maybe we can come back to it later.
Maybe.
I'd love to hear your number 3.
Our number 3,
It's a
Billy.
complete surprise that you had no idea about.
Billy didn't say it earlier.
Wow. I would have never guessed.
Now we have played the original of this,
Yes.
and that's actually how we found this, because I went online and I was like, I want to buy a copy of the original. We had played it on Board Game Arena and we loved it, so it's like I'm going to get this. And then I saw this one, and we decided to get this one instead. And I think this one does such a good job of replicating the feel of that original one. But honestly, the box is kind of big, but you wouldn't need to bring all this to bring it somewhere. You could just grab the pad and the dice and kind of go.
The pad will get all crinkly.
It won't get all
The dice will
crinkly.
get lost.
The dice won't get
You need the
lost.
box.
I don't know, I'm a Billy, so.
Clearly, we're not going to leave the box home, but you could. And
Yeah,
also,
we're just saying hypothetically.
in a different world, maybe. Also, Jim will play this one with us, and he doesn't like to play a whole lot of games, but he does like roll and writes, and he likes this one. So anything that's going to get more people to come and play the game that's always going to be up on the list. So, have you played Copenhagen, either the original or
We
the?
played the
that
roll and
one,
write.
but we have not played the original.
In the original, it's actually tile placement for the windows and things like that, and in this one, it's X's and O's, but you get the same feel for it. So, and I think this
Which one do you like more?
I haven't played the original one in person, so that's hard to say because you have the tiles. I think I probably like the original more, but this one would get played more because it's easier to just set up and play. You just, like most of them, put the pad down, take the dice out. Okay, we're
It's set up.
we're ready now. Just by the very nature of it getting played more, it's not necessarily our favorite, but any game that I can get more plays in, it's good. What is your number 2?
Hours.
I'm ready for this one because I'm very excited. Do you want to grab it?
Yeah, I'll grab it. I'll say it too. It's King Domino Duel.
Oh no!
I love that one.
So
Hey.
I'm gonna say a bold statement here. I like this one better than the original, but I like is it Origins? What's like Origins? I like Origins the best. This is my second. The original is my third.
Stack it up against other ones.
The reason
Interesting.
I think this one stands out so much is I feel like every other roll and write tries very hard to kind of duplicate the essence of the core of the game, where I think this one does something, like it feels like a completely different game. Like you can play this, like if you were to play this with a completely different theme, with completely different art, and then play King Domino, I think you would it'd be harder to make the comparison. It's still there. It's still there in essence because you're still trying to do the multiplication and do it all. But I think it'd be harder to make the comparison if the theme was different.
Right.
She cheats at King Domino.
I do not cheat at King Domino Duel.
Oh, that's a knock against it because no one will know. You just have a die beside you, just like
Write it down. Write it down. Okay, this is actually strange because Ilya's saying this because it's so different that he really likes it, at least from what I'm understanding.
a little bit, yeah.
But I agree with that, but I also think that the reason it's high on my list is because it's so different, but I also appreciate them not being the exact same game, or at least like pushing the theme. But I don't know, I still really just... This one also is only 2 players, right?
Yeah, because it's a duel.
Oh, right. And King Domino is longer than that. So this one shortens it. So it does the opposite of what Patchwork does.
And you can get all of the same die in theory, which is so cool because your kingdom could just be one shield.
Oh, yeah.
And they're shields, that's fun.
Yeah. That's what I like about it, is you're crafting the tiles instead.
I like the powers that are in the middle that you can kind of earn faster. We only played once, and Billy didn't finish. She, the equivalent of flipped the table on King
Because you
Domino
didn't
Duel.
tell me all the rules until halfway through, and you were already winning.
This is Billy's
taught-
Lost
I-
City.
I taught her most of the rules. I think I like King Domino, but we kind of didn't play it until further along into board gaming. And at that point, I'm not sure that we wanted to pick up a copy because you could play it on BGA and because other things were going to get played first.
That makes sense.
So I like this version because it's just this little quick, compact thing, and I'm just a sucker for tiny little compact versions of games.
Purse or your pocket.
You know.
Ilya's over here putting on deodorant.
One of the many uses of King Domino Duel.
Exactly.
Find your exclusive cover on Second Star to the Left website, the deodorant version.
We're going to have quite the merch store. Our number 2, I had to fight for, and Billy hasn't played, and there's probably a ton of recency bias to this pick, but I don't care.
Just to clarify, I do really want to play this game. It's just we got it very recently.
And I'm impatient.
You are impatient, and I've had a lot of no spoons days.
Ah.
I got a copy of I got a copy of Joan of Arc, the Draw and Write, which is just so clever because you're drawing them out of the bag and then writing on them. Yes.
I can't
When I found this at PAX, I squealed like, a
It's
kid
true.
at Christmas.
It's true.
And just hugged it for like 10 minutes. I had been waiting for this one forever. And I know that you guys recently played Orleans, right?
Yeah. Loved it.
Or at least this year. It's such a good game, but it's a monster to get to the table.
Yes.
Right? Like, you have all the pieces, you're setting it up forever. I really love it, but this one gives you all the same feels. You still have the discs, you still have a bag, you're still drawing them. It is not a bag builder in the sense that the original one was, but you still get the same kind of feel because you pull a number of them out. I think it's 5. When you're playing solo, it's 5, and you get to draft from them. The AI in the solo is amazing. You're playing against Joan of Arc, and it feels like you're playing a person, which is my favorite kind of
so
AI when
cool.
it works
Yep.
really well. But it's the same thing, you're kind of trading up peasants for workers to build out the town. And maybe you want to explore the knowledge track, or maybe you want to, expand through the village, or maybe you just want to keep building up until you get the most powerful people in the town. It is exactly that feel. When you play it, you're like, yep, that's Orleans. But without any of the mess.
Yay.
That makes me so
I'd love
happy.
to hear that.
I can't wait.
I realize that this is brand new and that, this could just be this year's flavor, but I don't think so. Orleans is a game that we've had for since the year it came out. We have the old original version of it.
Evil glitter bags in there.
They did have bags that had glitter in them though.
What?
Wasn't that cool? But I will say that we wrote to the publisher, and it was Tasty Minstrel back then, and they replaced the bags. So
Oh, nice.
glitter free now.
It's okay. Now you'll just
But-
get the mega box of Orleans, the super deluxeified. There'll be all the tiles will be this thick. It'll
I
be
buy it.
even better.
It's such a good game. And
Yeah.
it doesn't lose anything over the years. Like, it holds up against other games. And I feel like this is that in a roll and write. So
I'm so excited.
I was so happy with it.
Pretty high
So
praise.
happy. It is very high praise, which is why I made it push all the way up onto number 2, even though you didn't play it.
I love that. I want to play it so badly.
Me too.
I had been waiting and waiting and waiting for it to get into the United States, and actually it still probably isn't, but that company had bought a bunch of games at Essen and brought them to PAX.
Yeah, I think
So-
it's coming to retail in March is what last that I've
That's
heard.
how long I have to wait.
That's how long we have to wait.
Oh, so we're super cool?
Yes,
I
we're
didn't know
super
that.
cool.
Super cool.
I mean, you were
We
super
are
cool
super cool.
before, but
All you guys have to do is just come over and visit.
yeah, it's only like a casual 38-hour drive. Like that's fine.
Just pop on over,
There's not even there's
We'll
not
come
even
for the
snow. You can
evening.
drive
We'll
right
come for the
by.
evening. We'll go right back. It's fine.
It'll work great. Okay, drum roll, but not here because the dog will bark. What is
moment-
at the top of your list of roll and write adaptations?
I feel like this might be anticlimactic.
No, build it up. It's gonna be.
This game, absolutely amazing.
Everybody,
Absolutely.
get your hands together for
Confetti effect.
Fleet the Dice Game. Echoing your
can't see what it
statement
is.
earlier, it's hard to make a top list without including the beautiful, beautiful games from Matt and Ben. the thing is, this one was really controversial for us because we have not played the card game. But you know what? We said screw the card game. This is the game that has won a silver.
That's one way to put
Absolutely love it. You heard it here first. Fleet the card game. No, actually, I heard really good things about Fleet the card game. I feel like I would like it.
Screw it.
You can't backpedal
One way,
now.
yeah.
No, it is true that I
That's
heard
the
good
headline
things.
quote here.
But I think this is just the one, and I think it'd be really hard for any adaptation of this game to be better than it.
It's so good.
It is. To put it in a different way, I
Different
guess,
way.
is what I'll say. Is a lot of the other games on our list, and some of the other games, the roll and writes that we own, we look at them and we know that there's an adaptation, and I'm like, oh, it would be cool to try that adaptation or the original version. But with Fleet the Dice game, I was like, well, do I need to try the original? And then I was like, that's enough for it right there. That makes it a fantastic adaptation. And
You heard it from
there we go.
Tyler. Screw the original.
Yeah.
The original
It's
is probably
true.
good.
Like I said, by the time you get to play the original, you're going to think this is the original, and it's not going to matter. That card game's going to be the adaptation of Fleet the Dice game.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It really already is.
Our number one is a little... It's a little game that we have not played the original version of. We haven't played it.
Same
I honestly didn't know there was an original version.
There is an original version, and it's actually quite popular, but our number one has tiles, and that's
It does.
Lanterns Dice. So,
That was our honorable mention.
see? I just like this one because you get both. You get the roll and write, plus then you get to put the tiles on top, so you're kind of the best of both worlds. And you could be a little bit mean. You could turn the dice tray, a little bit mean. And I've had a lot of luck teaching this to other people, which is nice because they don't know the card game. I don't know that the original, I don't know how similar they are because we've never played it. But I don't think we're going to. We like this one.
Signs of a good roll and write adaptation.
The original is really good. I would
Right?
recommend trying it.
And again, it's a nice little compact one, and even with the tiles, so this is more setup than most roll and write games. So usually we're like, there's no setup. There is. You have to stack up the tiles and make sure everything's great, but the payoff's worth it. So
Yep.
I love this little game. I would play right now.
Let's do it. Roll it out.
It comes with a dice
Right.
tray inside of it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little dice tray lets you choose which die you're going to use and turn it so that you can, determine what your opponent's going to get to use. And,
Very
we're big fans of the, haha, you can't have that.
Not today.
Right? Yeah, so this is our number one. I'm going to say that I think we have about 50 roll and writes, give or take.
I don't know.
16 of them are adaptations. So that's a
Okay.
pretty big chunk of them. And I think that's just because we see them and go, oh, I wonder if it's better with dice,
Yep.
Yeah, I think
I wanna say
that's
that
really
sounds
similar
about
from our
right.
end. I think when I looked at our numbers, it was very, I think we have about 60, and it was about 60.
Yeah, it's about that. I know that Billy hasn't played some of them because some of them are the heavier roll and writes. And
Like Hadrian's Wall.
Hadrian's Wall is not an adaptation, but you should play it.
No,
it is
but
it
Hadrian's
is an
Wall
adaptation of the Hadrian's Wall.
Does that count? If it's an adaptation of a place, does it?
If the place is a game, but I don't think it is. I think it. I don't know.
Yeah, those are the ones that Billy says look like spreadsheets, and she does not want to play them. But that's fair
That's
because
fair.
they play really well solo, so that's fine too.
Now, is Rolling Realms an adaptation?
That's a
I
good
could
question.
not decide.
That's a
I don't
good
think
question.
it is because. I mean, unless you want to say every little card is an adaptation, but like overall, I don't think it is.
is adaptations.
If it's adaptations, I think if it was, it probably would have moved up onto this list because we like that one, and I like being able to switch the games in and out of it, and
And
get the
there's
new promo
more
packs.
and more coming out. That's so I just love that concept. Like, I don't think a lot of folks, there's living card games,
A living roll.
but this is a living roll and write. It is the only
Yeah.
one of its kind. So
Yeah, we really enjoyed. We got the most recent update packs, and immediately put them on the table and played them. So I'm not sure that it's overall an adaptation, but yeah, we love that one definitely.
fair.
We had an adaptation that is a single card. That's it.
Wait,
And you
what?
can't see it. You can't see it because wait, I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. But look,
oh, no,
So-
All right,
so
let's
you know
see.
my button shy obsession, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So Skulls of Sedlec is one of my favorite games to like play solo. But sometimes when you're somewhere out, you don't have room to like, build out these towers of skulls. They made this tiny little sheet that they gave us in their like board game of the month club, and it is a roll and write version of the game. So if you
That's
have
so
the
cool.
base game, you just flip the cards over and fill in the sheet, and it's a little dry erase sheet that they gave us.
That's so
I have-
clever.
That's so cool.
I've played it like a dozen times this month.
I
It
love
is
that.
so cute and so easy, and it's just one card. That's it. This is the components, as long as you have the little wallet game. So talk about putting that into a bag or, using it as deodorant as.
That's actually the top of our button shy wish list because so many people have recommended us that game and have said
Skulls? Yeah.
so many good
Yeah.
things. So now
Yeah.
that there's a roll and write version, I'm happy to
There
get both.
there is, and then they gave us a little like QR code on the back so that you could print more sheets. So if you needed more sheets, you could print
That's
more
so
sheets.
fun.
So I'd imagine it's going to be available for, whoever wants to print it out and play it. So it's super fun.
Smart.
That's so cool. I love that.
So those are our top 5, and thank you to Kovray for coming on and sharing their top 5 adaptations of Roll and Rights. You guys are the best. We love you. Thank you so much for being on here.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
This was a blast, and we're happy to come back anytime because it's just hanging out and rolling rights, which we love. So,
Right? We'll have to roll into a couple of weekends during the year. That's what we'll do. If you haven't checked out their channel, go right now. Do not wait. Go over there, subscribe, and share everywhere so that you can all get to see all the good videos that they do over there. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see,
Or if you'd like to keep watching until we get one right.
then please like, subscribe, and share. As always, open tables, open minds, and play yourselves. Bye.
bye.
I wasn't supposed to say it at the same time as you, was I? Bye.
When in doubt, toss in a song.
I feel like we're
There's always a song.
Exactly.
song and dancing.
That's
The
definitely
dancing
it.
is a little bit more embarrassing, but
Well, the dancing usually doesn't make it into the videos, but over there.
yeah.
There is constant weird humming and singing that gets just edited out of all of these. And
Gotta
some
keep it all in. That's what we're here for. All the. Head on over to Second Star to the Left to buy your customized upgrade pack for Patchwork Doodle, customized chairs with your names on them, and special dice that you cannot get anywhere else that have 7 sides.
Ooh. 7 sides?
7-sided die.
Wow.
I think you broke Billy.
I think DCC has 7-sided dice.
Navi, no one's attacking us.
No longer
remembering
Second
that,
Star
I'm
to the
pretty
Left
sure.
exclusive. Sorry.